Welcome to the Bamcam podcast with Jack Burnett and Alison Castellano from Eater Financial Wellness, a financial advisory practice at RFG Advisory. In this podcast, we explore how life and financial well-being are intertwined. We'll look into areas concerning motivation and attitude, financial planning, investing, and much more. Our goal is to empower you with the information and resources you need to help manage your money and strive toward the life you've always wanted. So sit back, relax, and join us on this journey of uncovering your true self and achieving financial independence.
Hello and welcome to the Bamcam podcast with your hosts, Alison Castellano and Adrian Castellano. Hello, how are you guys?
We're great. How are you?
Hi.
Oh, I'm good. So we've got Adrian, we've got Allison, and they're a couple. In case you didn't know, they're married, they're parents, they share a lot.
Yeah, we do share a lot. We're happy to share a lot.
And as you'll find out soon in this podcast, we share icky germs with our daughter.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. All right, let's dive right in.
We do. It was about a year ago. Dad and I came across an article in, I think it was the Wall Street Journal, about a money date. And we thought, that's such an interesting concept. And we recorded a podcast topic on it here. And then I approached you about, I think this would be a really good practice for us as a couple. We're in the middle of some big life changes. We both changed careers and such. And so I thought it would be a really good practice for us to have quarterly money dates, just to make sure that, like, as we go through this year, as we go through these changes, we are on the same page and reading the same book. That's just really important for any couple, anyone sharing their life with someone. That's what we're doing. And a money date is, just a financial wellness activity to build financial intimacy, review your income, your spending, your goals, and overall just ensure that you're on the same page regarding your finances with whoever you share your life with.
Because let's face it, it's a whole lot better to go out with your significant other to a nice restaurant, over a nice meal, maybe a drink, and talk about money versus doing it maybe in the home office.
Yeah.
Middle of the afternoon on a Wednesday.
But you have to be able to afford that nice dinner.
Well, you don't necessarily have to go to a nice dinner, as you will find out very soon.
Okay, so you've got it all ready.
You are teasing ahead.
Yes.
All right.
So today we're going to recap for everyone what we discussed in our second quarterly money date. And we really just hope to inspire other couples to take the leap and have a money date with their partner. So first of all, our money date didn't quite go.
No. As Wendy just brought up, the nice meal, not maybe able to afford. Well, guess what? This time, quarter two, we decided instead of the fancy seafood restaurant that we went to for our last money date with some lobster and crab and a good glass of wine, we wanted to check out the local taco truck that hangs out in the gas station parking lot.
Best place
on Highway 280 on the way to go pick up Laura from daycare. So we decided to do a money date out of the taco truck. But unfortunately, a day or two before we were supposed to go get the taco truck, Laura came down with that icky stomach bug. It was going around her whole class at daycare. And so one by one, they were dropping like flies, getting sick. It was like a 24-hour bug. So you got sick, kind of got nasty, threw up, just not feeling well. 24 hours later, felt fine. So Laura gets it day one. Well, day two, in the morning, Allison gets sick. I'll spare you the details, but she got pretty sick. So here I am thinking, oh, great. It's going to be my turn soon. Literally 30 minutes later.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
2 hours. But to me, it felt like 30 minutes later, I got hit by it. So it ran through our entire house. And again, I'm not going to tell you the details, but just know that it was so bad that we said,
canceled the taco truck.
We cannot go eat. In fact, we did not eat. I think I had 2 saltine crackers that day. So I went to bed eating 2 saltine crackers for a full 12-hour day. So yes, the taco truck was canceled and we pivoted quickly to plan B. Plan B the next day, once we felt a little better, was to order some Domino's pizza. So certainly not a sexy money date. We ordered Domino's pizza, had an at-home money date, but it turned out just as nice as going to the fancy seafood restaurant.
Yeah. And so I also just kind of want to point out a money date can be whatever fits your
Yeah.
budget and your needs. And I know my parents love to go on ice cream dates. So, the local Dairy Queen, you can get a Blizzard for, I don't know, what's the going rate for a Blizzard? Like $3?
I don't know.
So you could have a money date with a Blizzard for about $6 all in.
Inflation is affecting everything these days,
Okay,
including
so
Blizzards.
we'll just $5 each. $10 money date. You can do it. Everyone can make a money date happen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our point here. And it's still just fun to do something with your person.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our money date.
Let's do it.
So we started our money date discussing some challenges that we had faced during the first 3 months of the year. I've been open on this podcast sharing about our infertility journey and our IVF journey. And so during those first 3 months of the year, we planned for not just one, but 2 embryo transfers. And if you've done IVF or if you know someone who has done IVF, perhaps you know that it's quite expensive and you don't typically have 2 embryo transfers in 3 months. But, we got a bit with a little bit of bad luck when the Alabama court ruling came out that canceled one of our cycles. And so then we just jumped right back into it, ordered more meds. But, all of the appointments, the medications, the procedures, everything just added up so quickly. And that was just really unlucky for us in these first 3 months of the year to plan for 2 embryo transfers.
Let's just say we could have bought a couple of pretty nice cars and paid them off fully with the money that we spent on IVF, but it's worth it. We have our beautiful Laura, and we could not be happier with the way that we were able to make that happen.
We hope to bring her sibling one day.
Yes, that is in the goals.
Yes.
One day soon. All right. So we had some house maintenance things that came up during our Q1 money date and some other things that came up just in the last several months of 2024 that are now going to be reflected in our Q2 money date. Some of the things were expected, some were not. That's life. That's the way things go, especially if you're a homeowner. You know that very well. For example, our yearly termite service, that's always going to hit usually in January or February. We know about that one. In March, we had our air conditioning units serviced. But again, that's something that we do on a fairly regular basis. Then the unexpected happened. We had an issue with our dryer. The heating element in our dryer went out. That was not a cheap repair. It was just enough to make it feel expensive, but not too expensive that we were inclined to buy a new dryer. So it was one of those kind of in-between things. But that was an unexpected hit. And that set us back a few $100s during the first quarter of the year. So we can budget for the things that come up regularly, even if it is just a yearly charge. But for those unexpected expenses, we have that emergency fund. I just want to hit on this real quick too. One of the other perhaps unexpected expenses that we could be coming up with here in our next money date episode that you'll hear about in Q3, our washing machine. Purchased at the same time as our dryer. We're having laundry issues here, as you can tell. Our washer is starting to sputter a bit. So don't be surprised if in our Q3 update on the money date, you hear about some washer charges.
Yeah, it's always fun to have issues.
But clean laundry is important.
Clean laundry is important. Yes, yes, yes. Clean laundry. Make that happen.
Especially with the baby.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
do too much laundry for that girl.
But yeah, no, going back to the emergency fund, having that emergency fund is so helpful because we know when something comes up, how we're going to pay for it. And we don't put an unexpected charge on our credit card. So we're not financing it over time. We don't incur interest on it. But it just gives us peace of mind knowing that if something happens, we know how we can pay for it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't become something that keeps us up at night. So again, we feel, I mean, when that whole dryer thing happened, we feel it. It's not like, oh, we have just tons of money lying around. Let's just not worry about it. We feel it. It just, we have a place that we can take money from to pay for it.
All you can do is shake your head and say, this is going to be a great topic for the next money date. So kind of going back here in our first quarter money date, we had set a goal of significantly reducing our Amazon shopping and our miscellaneous shopping. Those were the two big ones that we thought we could improve on. So let's talk a little more about how we did with those goals as we move through into the second quarter.
So I'm really excited to say, I think Amazon was a huge win for us.
Yeah.
Like, I am so proud of us. I'm really embarrassed to admit that in 2023, we spent over $3,500. Sorry, $3,300.
Yeah.
$3,300 on Amazon for the year, which is about $280 a month.
And what's scary is some of y'all may be saying, oh, $3,300, that's nothing. I spend way more than that.
And that, I don't want to say anything about that because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
So is
But
there a way that you can check that on your Amazon account? That how
I'm
much?
sure there is.
Oh, okay, you just keep track
I
of it.
track our spending each month. And so I had like our
Yeah.
2023 spending in a
Oh,
spreadsheet.
You
and
can
I
see
just-
her Google Sheet spreadsheet. It's amazing. Color coded. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So
Well, I
was
would like
able
to
just
see
pull
it
that
next
up.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I was embarrassed that our Amazon spending was $280 a month. And what's more embarrassing about that is looking around our home. I can't tell you what those purchases were, what they are. I just have no clue. And so I feel like I just threw $280 down the drain each month just for funsies. And I don't like to do that just for funsies. That's significant money. So yeah, so I'm really embarrassed about that. But now that we have data for our first 3 months of 2024, we are doing so much better. Our monthly average on Amazon is down to $146 a month. That's significantly better.
Virtual high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we can continue to improve if we continue to be mindful about what we're purchasing on Amazon and continue to work that average down a bit. And what I'm just really grateful for is I can tell you what we're buying on
Yeah.
Amazon right now. It's
Yeah.
like, I know we bought a baby shower gift off of our Good Friends registry. We bought some protein shakes that we like for after our workouts. I bought a few Kindle books because I'm trying to read and stay off social media, you know?
Yeah. Certainly a larger percentage of our Amazon purchases fall in the need category versus the want category in 2024.
Yeah.
All right. So the second kind of icky grouping of purchases that we have, we call it our miscellaneous spending. Our miscellaneous spending is where we categorize things like clothes, hair, nail appointments. I'll be honest, most of those are not my spending. Spring gardening, that is me. Things that I've bought for the yard, and anything else that doesn't fit into
A regular purchase.
yeah, a regular predetermined category we put in our miscellaneous spending. And so we thought we could really improve in this category and cut down on our miscellaneous spending compared to last year as well, just like we did with Amazon. In 2023, our monthly average was nearly $1,200 a month. That's roughly $14,000 in a year. And so far, through the first 3 months of 2024, which is what we've calculated things at, we have been successful cutting miscellaneous spending as well. Our average is down to $630 a month, which is huge.
Another virtual high five.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
But you guys are just show offs, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to toot my own horn
No.
anymore.
Well,
No, you should. I mean, you're cutting things in half.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's been really helpful
it's-
for us.
it's been really helpful in a time where we're in a big career changes, and with career changes, we took cuts in pay. Hopefully those cuts in pay are temporary as our business grows, but it feels like we should be like feeling this like new wealth because we've cut some of our spending, but it's still tight and we still had challenges. And so the money was still spent, it feels like. But seeing these trends gives us, I think, a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Another thing, we always hear on the news how expensive groceries are. And we know they're
feel it.
expensive. We feel it too. But, kind of for funsies, I wanted to look at our grocery spending for 2023 and compare it to what we have so far for 2024. And our grocery average has also tracked down a little bit compared to last year. We're really trying to crack the code on cooking healthy home cooked meals that are economical, that have ingredients that are easily reusable, because I've made that mistake before of buying some kind of sauce that goes in one dish and then it just sits in the fridge for 2 years until the expiration date comes up, and then we just toss it. And that sauce was probably $8 or more. So we're trying to, have ingredients that we will reuse for other dishes and that make leftovers that we'll actually eat.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. A lot of people, when they get into this whole kick on we're gonna start making meals at home, the reason they fall off of it and get back into the trap of eating out too much is because, one, it's time consuming, but two, you buy all these ingredients, you put together a meal, you eat the meal, and you're like, it was okay, it wasn't the best, it wasn't fantastic. You put the leftovers in the fridge, and then you open the fridge the next day, and you're like, I don't want this. 2 days, 3 days, a week goes by, maybe 2 weeks, and then you throw it away. So that was why we really made a conscious effort to we literally have a notebook. We have a notebook in one of our drawers in our kitchen that has a list of recipes that we like. And then we look at them every week and we decide, okay, is this something that we should make this week? Or are there too many ingredients for us to buy right now? Or do we already have some of these ingredients? And we kind of game plan our week of meals based on what we already have in the house and what might be most economical for us for that week. And so that's kind of been, I still can't believe I spent $10 on a tube of toothpaste at the grocery store yesterday.
What?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I have sensitive teeth, so I got to get the special sensitive toothpaste, but still.
Don't buy that at the grocery store. Go to the specialty store.
Convenience.
Well,
okay,
so,
I gotcha.
So we have cracked this code on some of our meals, but if anyone out there is listening and they have cracked the code on feeding a toddler, please let us know, because that's where most of our food waste is coming from these days.
That's where it's expensive.
And that's,
All right, well, let's get back on topic here. One big goal that we had after our first quarter money date was to pay a deposit and get our bathroom remodel scheduled. We talked a lot about that. I'll let you know that has not happened. It was going to be between $25,000 and $30,000, it seemed, to get the entire project done to our liking. So we sat there, we talked about it for a while. Some of these other things came up in our life, and we actually decided to move forward with something else. We felt that going through our bathroom remodel at this time just wasn't the right move for us.
Yeah, so we knew one of the big challenges was the IVF stuff coming up, and that was going to be expensive. But we also had another project that we really wanted to tackle, and that we felt like would bring some value to our home and bring us some joy, but it also wouldn't be as expensive, and it would be something that we could kind of tackle a little bit at a time. So in our home, we have a whole, I'm going to call it a front side. It has our office space and like what I guess would be a formal living room, but we're using it just as a living room, playroom.
So what you're saying is we're not very formal.
No. So, but those rooms in our house weren't being utilized to their fullest potential, and they were kind of felt a little bit like a catch-all.
Yeah, collecting junk.
And so we really wanted to spruce up those spaces.
Yeah.
When we first moved into the house, we set up a home office, but we were both working jobs where I was going into school every day. You were going into the TV station every day. We didn't really need a home office. So we just set up a home office for when we needed to sit down and pay the bills, or if I needed to grade a couple of papers or whatever it was, we could do that. But now our lives are changing.
Yeah. So
fixing up the space is appropriate.
Yeah, so we're fixing up that home office space to make it usable for both of us. And we're also fixing up that front room, living room, and turning it more into a playroom for Laura, so she has a dedicated space for her toys and they don't just wind up all around the house. Well, yes, I know they're still going to wind up all around the house, but at least when we tell her, all right, let's clean the toys up, we have a more dedicated space for her to put the toys. And I think in the long run, she and certainly us, we will be appreciative of that. So we have a plan that we're both comfortable with now. We sat down and we talked about it. And I think we are really happy with these changes in these rooms that are going to come over the next probably 6 months or so.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're not just doing it all like one purchase.
Piece by
Like
piece.
it is like one purchase.
Literally
at a time.
piece by piece.
Yeah.
And we've already begun that process.
Mhm. So yeah, we're really excited about it. Spreading everything out means that we don't have to finance any of it. There's not going to be interest that accrues on any of it. We are only buying what we can afford at the time. And so, for example, our window treatments, I'm so excited to finally have window treatments on that side of the house.
It is bright on that side of the house.
And so our window treatments, we had a company come out and give us a quote. It was about $1,700. And we said, okay, well, our purchase for that side of the house this month is the deposit that we had to make on that. And then when they're installed, we have to pay the balance. And so next month, the balance is what is our purchase for that side of the house. And so it's just kind of like one thing a month.
Yeah.
Just bit by bit as we can afford things.
We bought the 2 desks in a month and then we got the 2 chairs. And so we're still not done with the office space. We still have a couple more pieces that we want to purchase for that space, but we're doing it on a more month-to-month basis because we felt for us in our current situation, it seemed less overwhelming financially. And that way we don't have to incur a bunch of debt that we would have to pay out of in the long run. So for us, it just made more sense. Now, I do want to point out that the bathroom remodel is certainly not off the table in the long run. We'll likely be in our current home for at least 5 more years, 5 to 10 is what we're kind of shooting at right now.
I hope not 10.
Well, we'll see. It depends. Maybe if we fix it up really nice, you don't want to leave.
Maybe, but that would take a lot of money.
Well, we're going to see. You never know. So I'm proud of us for being open when we realized that the goals that we originally thought that we needed kind of changed over time. And so it's okay for goals and priorities to shift over time. You don't have to have everything figured out. You're not going to have everything figured out. And when things pop up, sometimes unexpected, large expenses, it's okay to kind of pivot or come up with a different game plan to be able to achieve those goals. And so this is all, things that we talked about in our money dates and things that we've been able to figure out because of the research that Alison especially has put in to our money dates, just to be able to look at our finances, look at how we're doing and give us a whole picture.
Yeah, I'm just really proud of us for where we've come from, where we're going. We're doing it together. And that's what makes it more fun.
We said we weren't going to toot our horns anymore, but here we are.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Worked hard.
Yeah. So we're making those lifestyle changes that will help us achieve even bigger goals down the road, which is exciting because, I really want to travel the world and I want to take our children to travel the world, and that costs money. And, so I think we'll be able to achieve those big, scary goals one day. If we just keep doing what we're doing. It takes time and discipline, and that's what we're trying to do. But our biggest goal is that we want to make all of these short-term habits become long-term habits.
And if you have a suggestion on where we should go for our next money date around the Birmingham, Alabama area, we would love to hear that. We still need to check out that taco truck. That is still on our list of places that maybe not for a money date. Maybe we'll just stop next time we're getting gas.
Yeah.
But I want to check out the taco truck.
I do too.
It looks really good.
Luckily, you didn't visit the taco truck before the stomach flu.
No, then we would never go back.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Even though it wasn't the taco truck's fault.
Yep.
Well, it does always have a line like way out into the gas station. So it's got to be good.
Fantastic reviews.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to go and let us know. Now we
will
know how good it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So if people have questions, how do they get in touch?
You can email our team at info@eaterfw.com. You can book a meeting with us through our website, www.eaterfinancialwellness.com, or you can call us. My phone number is 205-504-9868.
And mine is 813-385-2804.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for listening today. Please like, follow, and share this podcast with your friends. Until next time, I'm Wendy McConnell.
Thank you for listening to the Bamcam podcast with Jack Burnett and Alison Castellano from Eater Financial Wellness, a financial advisory practice at RFG Advisory. To get in touch with us, visit today's show notes or go to our website at www.eaterfinancialwellness.com. That's ITER financialwellness.com. And please click the follow button to be notified when new episodes become available.
Content here is for illustrative purposes and general information only. It is not legal, tax, or individualized financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any specific security or engage in any specific trading strategy. Information here may be provided in part by third-party sources. These sources are generally deemed to be reliable. However, neither our guests nor RFG Advisory guarantee the accuracy of third-party sources. The views expressed here are those of our guest. They do not necessarily represent those of RFG Advisory, its employees, or its clients. This commentary should not be regarded as a description of advisory services provided by RFG Advisory or performance returns of any client. The views reflected in the commentary are subject to change at any time without notice. Securities offered by registered representatives of Private Client Services, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered by investment advisory representatives of RFG Advisory, LLC, RFG Advisory or RFG, a registered investment advisor. Private Client Services and RFG Advisory are unaffiliated entities. Advisory services are only offered to clients or prospective clients where RFG Advisory and its representatives are properly licensed or exempt from licensure. No advisory services may be rendered by RFG Advisory unless a client agreement is in place. RFG Advisory is an SEC-registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of RFG by the Commission, nor does it indicate that RFG or any associated investment advisory representative has attained a particular level of skill or ability.